now. But this time, I want Eritrea or Ethiopia because this is African. African feels good.
Let's talk about it, guys. Africa is one of the most beautiful continents you will ever want to see or to visit. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Afro Nation. My name is Powers and I'm here to give you an exciting news and exciting entertainment like vlogs, music, sports, and also political news on my channel. This is African channel where I'm ready and I'm committed to unite Africa by all perspective in any way, by using my channel, by using my social medias. Anybody who follows me, thank you so much. If you haven't followed me, man, you're missing out. Just check out my channels, check out my vlogs, check out my other videos, and follow me on TikTok, Afro Nation, Instagram, Afro Nation, on X, Afro Nation, and Facebook, Afro Nation. Let's share the world. Let's share Africa to the world. Let's go into this video. You know, I'm so excited and I'm really happy to bring you this news to you. We're going to talk about the waters, the Indian Ocean, the Red Sea, everything about the coastline, countries that are bordering with that water, especially Djibouti, Kenya, Eritrea, Somalia, Tanzania, and this is called African Sea Wars. So before colonialism, Africa was one land. So many Africans were enjoying, sharing everything. Kenyan can fish from Tanzania. Everybody can fish from Lake Victoria. And remember, these waters are created by God. Nobody created this. This is nature. So we had that bond that Africa was one. But the coming of colonialism separated everything from us, divided us, like manipulated everybody who was there until where we are here today. Whites. I don't want to use the term whites because they are the people who actually came here. It's like they divided us from long way and they will still come in Africa or any other country in any means. They tried to do that and they failed. We got our independence, most of the countries, but they are still in us indirectly. Like I said, they will come in many ways and in any corner. It's on us to survive, to find a way how we can actually pull them back. So in this video, there's been wars, conflicts, fights between Red Sea, between Ethiopia, between Djibouti, between Somalia, and actually so many people kept quiet about it. We've been talking about this for so long. Eritrea has a port. Ethiopia has no port. Ethiopia is developing on a really, really high rate where the population is actually increasing every time. In this situation, Ethiopia needs a lot of resources. By having resources, you need to come to your neighbor and ask, you know. But because we are actually being pushed, fooled, manipulated, some people don't need to ask. They want to take. You get my point? They just want to take. So during the colonization, many people, many countries from outside used the ports. They wanted the locations really bad because those are the only ways they can transport their goods, where they can transport the slaves. Everything was depending on the ports. That's what the only means of transport where you can connect. So many countries at the port got like a lot of problems. Eritrea got colonized by many countries because of its good location, understand? And today, still, that port is needed because of its good location. They want to change Eritrea to be like Singapore. They want to change Djibouti, all the coasts, to be like the Singapore, the Dubai of today. But who's going to give you that? And how are you going to get it? If you want to get something, you have to come, like I said, and ask. Nobody is denying anybody to use the port. Nobody is denying anybody to come and work with together. But diplomatic means is the only way how we're going to do and deal with that. So after Ethiopia fought Djibouti war, they failed. They tried to create actually a country called Somaliland. I'm trying to tell people that there's no country called Somaliland. This country is created because it has a good location. It's at the coast. Anybody who is in charge of that country can use the port as his own. So they tried to create that, and actually, still there's no Somaliland in my mind, and many people actually knows that. So they failed. Ethiopia too went to Somalia. They tried to fight. Somalia was like, no, I'm giving you the chance to use the port, but you have to sign the paper. I have to win you and you have to win me. It's a win-win. Everybody gets. So the aim of Ethiopia want to put army at every port that they are using, of which they are pretending to say is in charge of protection of their goods, which is not the case. They want to take and own actually the ports. So many people know about what Ethiopia is doing, how Abe is doing his stuff, how Abe is being manipulated, but nobody want to accept this. Everybody is crying for this issue. Right now I'm still at Ethiopia and Eritrea, but we're going to talk about Kenya and Uganda later. After Eritrea won independence, they owned their land and they owned everything. Ethiopia actually had access since then to the Red Sea. Until 1998, I say that every time in my video, Ethiopia came back and want to take the port, to own it. Eritrea was like, no, if you can't take a chance we give you, get out here. So they had to fight and win, and they actually has the port in their own hands. You know, in 2018, when Abiy came, signed a peace treaty with Ethiopian Eritrean president, there was everything going on. Everybody was excited, like, yeah, the countries are going to work together again. Let alone, this guy changed. You remember during the Tigray war, Eritrea actually helped Ethiopia to fight and win that war. It was like, yo, these countries are coming back together. But according to the rumors that has been actually happening, Ethiopia want to expand their territories. Like I said, they have been developing and the country has developed. They need more resources. They had to build a dam. They don't care who's going to get affected, you know. But this time Eritrea is like, no, this is not your port. We need to give you a chance in a diplomatic way, and we need to give you a chance to use the port, but the port has to be in our hands. Let alone, I landed on a clip where Ethiopian Abiy says actually he never claimed to take the port by force. Listen to the clip.
ፍላጎታችን ከሶማሌ፣ ከጅቡቲ፣ ከኤርትራ፣ ከኬንያ የሚያጣላ የሚያዋጋ መሆን የለበትም። የጋራ ሀብት ነው። 5000 ኪሎ ሜትር ሲሾር አለ እዚች ቀጠና ውስጥ ለሁላችን በቂ ነው። ተነጋግረን ተግባብተን ሁሉ ተጠቃሚ በሚያደርግ መንገድ መፈጸም ይቻላል። ሰሞኑን ከኤርትራ መንግስት ጋር ግጭት ይፈጠራል የሚል ስሞታዎች ይሰማሉ። ለተከበረው ምክር ቤት፣ ለኢትዮጵያ ሕዝብ፣ ለኤርትራም ሕዝብ እና መንግስት በዚህ ምክር ቤት ፊት ቆሜ ላረጋግጥም ወደው ኢትዮጵያ ለቀይ ባህር ስትል ኤርትራን የመውረር ፍላጎት የላትም። ያላት ፍላጎት እንነጋገር ነው። እንነጋገር፣ ሰጥቶ መቀበል ባለበት መርህ፣ ህዝቦች በሚጠቅም መርህ፣ በገበያ መርህ ይሄንን ችግር እልባት እናበጀለት። ዝም ብለን ብናልፈው ዛሬ ነገ ጦስ ያመጣብናል። እንጋፈጠው፣ እንወያይ ነው እንጂ እንዋጋ አይደለም። ውጊያም አያስፈልግም። ብዙ ክሶች ይሰማሉ። አብዛኛው ክስ ውሃ አይቋጥርም። የኤርትራ ህዝብ ወንድም ህዝብ ነው። የኤርትራ ህዝብ ምስኪን ህዝብ ነው። እንደ ኢትዮጵያ ለማድረግ የሚፈልግ ህዝብ ነው። የሚያስፈልገው ልማት ነው፣ ውጊያ አይደለም። ተባብረን መልማት፣ ተባብረን መስራት ነው እንጂ አንዱ አንዱን መውጋት የኛ እቅድ አይደለም። እንደምታስታውሱት ሶማሊያ ጋር ይዋጋሉ የሚባል በጣም ብዙ ንግግሮች ነበሩ። የፈታንበት መንገድ አይታችኋል። በሶማሌና ኬንያ መካከል ችግር ሲፈጠር ዘለን የገባነው እኛ ነን። በሱዳን ወንድሞች መካከል ችግር ሲፈጠር ዘለን የገባን እኛ ነን። ሳውት ሱዳን ችግር ሲፈጠር ዘለን የገባን እኛ ነን። በአካባቢያችን ሰላም፣ ልማት እንዲመጣ ስለምንፈልግ እስከ ዛሬ ከማንም ጋር አንድ ጥይት ተኩሰን አናውቅም። ወደፊት የኛ ፍላጎት ይሄው እንዲቀጥል።
When I heard that clip, I was excited. Yeah, this is Africa we want. We need to deal with people who are actually smart. He mentioned Djibouti, he mentioned Somalia, he mentioned Kenya, and he mentioned every country around that was in the conflicts, and actually Ethiopia was the one stepped in to help. But that's not the case. This is actually different. If you want to know more, you're going to watch my next video, which I'm going to give you actually after this one. It's going to be insane. Let's go to Uganda. In Uganda, there has been news, crazy, that's going on here in Uganda and Kenya. It's also because of the sea coast, the Indian Ocean. So on the live TV, the president of Uganda mentioned this.
But that ocean belongs to me. Because where is my ocean? I am entitled to that ocean. In future, we are going to have wars. The Americans are now saying they want to be superior in land forces, on land. They want to be superior in the Air Force. They want to be superior at sea, Navy. They want to be superior in space. And they have all been to the moon. The Americans have been to the moon, the Russians, the Chinese, the Indians have now gone. You fellows, you are here on Earth. Those fellows are on the moon, looking at you like insects. I don't like to be in that situation. That's why I say, you people, why don't you see how to unite? Because Uganda, even if you wanted to build a navy, how can you build it? We don't have access to the sea. The political organization in Africa is so irrational. Some of the countries have no access to the sea. For economic purposes, but also for defense purposes, you are stuck. How do I export my products? That's why we have got endless discussion with Kenya, then this one stops, then another one comes, then the railway, the pipeline, the what, we discuss. But that ocean belongs to me. Because where is my ocean? I am entitled to that ocean. In future, we are going to have wars. In the future, we are going to have wars. How can you say that you are in a block of flats, that the compound belongs to only the flats on the ground floor, that the compound belongs to the whole block. All the flats are entitled to the compound.
Yeah.
There's no way you can say, so may I just watch these people? You are really endangering yourself. How can you have a situation like this? Uganda is landlocked inside here. But where is my ocean? My ocean is the Indian Ocean. So, no, it belongs, really, me. I'm on the top floor of the block. And then you say the compound belongs only the ones on the ground floor. This is madness. So that's why I say, you people, you better unite economically for the sake of prosperity, if you want prosperity. Market. But if you want stability, and also strengthen the world, so that you can go to the moon also, you go to the moon. The ones who have been to the moon are big ones, not smaller people.
Superpowers.
The Americans, the Chinese, the Russians, and the Indians now. Our friends, the British, are still here with us. On Earth, they have not gone. They can't go. It's too much. One country can't manage. The French are here with us. All these fellows, except those four, because size matters. So that's why we say, you people, why don't you look at East Africa so that you deal with the issue of strategic security?
And actually, before that speech, it was just recently the two Kenyan NUP supporters had been released from Uganda to Kenya. And that has been still escalating. And then the president mentioned that in his speech. And then, after that, Kenyans turned up really crazy. I'm not going to say the president said it well, because that's the ocean that has been there for years. And even Ugandans know where their map ends. And everyone has been using that ocean for years, diplomatically, not owning. Because he mentioned, like, that's my ocean. I own the ocean. Like I said in the beginning, nobody owns anything in the world. That's nature that was created by God. But before, it was all of us to use all that nature. But after the colonialism, things changed. They bordered us, and everybody owns a place. So in this way, the Kenyans were rude, and the president of Kenya actually mentioned this.
We already have people who are harvesting our resources. We already have huge ships harvesting our resources. We have general here going to protect the ocean. How can we protect the ocean so that other people can harvest our resources? Surely. We must build our own capacity, and we must create the partnership between government of Kenya, all the departments involved, the private sector, so that we can unlock the potential that exists in our blue economy, in the ocean resources that we have, so that we can do three things. Number one, we can enhance food security in Kenya. Number two, we can create jobs for the many young people who today are being harassed with drugs and crime and many other things. And number three, we can use it to grow business, to grow our economy. So there is every reason for us to be able or to do this and to do it with as much commitment and to deploy as much resources as possible. The ocean, we already have people who are harvesting our resources. We already have huge ships harvesting our resources.
Back to the point of borders, back to the point of sea coasts, waters, anything that Africa owns or any other country, Europe, Asia, whatever, it's not about fights. We are done fighting, guys. Wars are done back in the days. This came in time where Ethiopia and Eritrea has been through that corner fights of borders, of sea coast, the Red Sea. And now it's Uganda and Kenya. These are our sisters, these are our brothers, and we've been together for a long time. We've been doing a lot of things for a long time. And this made many Kenyans mad. Listen to this man, actually, who grew up understanding President Museveni very well.
He should not overstep. He should not overstep diplomatic boundaries. He cannot, I emphasize, win a military war against the combined military forces of Kenya and Tanzania. Because when he talks about the Indian Ocean, I believe, yes, it means Kenya and Tanzania, because some of its goods pass through Tanzania and Kenya. Idi Amin Dada, in 1979, tried to annex the Kagera region of Tanzania. The Tanzanian military, led by General David Bugozi Musogori, and the battle-hardened battle tactician, Brigadier Mike Mwita Marwa, led the Tanzanian forces. They humiliated the Uganda army and chased Amin out of Uganda. Some of the people who were in the Kagera campaign, the Kagera operation, are still alive. And I have in mind Lieutenant Colonel Jakaya Kikwete, who is now retired as a former president of Tanzania. He should be laughing at Museveni, wherever he is. I was personally present at Kololo when Museveni awarded General Musuguli and Brigadier Mike Mwita Marwa the highest medal in Uganda. Is called the Nalubale Award, because of chasing out Amin. Because Museveni benefited from Amin's defeat. That is why he later became the president. Nalubale Award. It was Mr. Daniel Arap Moi, our late president, who helped Museveni to diplomatically and politically snooker Ugandan leader, General Tito Okello Lutwa, during the 1985 Uganda peace talks.
I'm ending this video by saying, in my words, I'm a young African who love Africa to be owned by Africans, managed by Africans, mine our minerals, sell them, bring back the products and sell to our people in affordable prices. Diplomatic system is the only way how we are going to live together. sign treaties that are going to help us. Some of the treaties that were signed back ago, they are not useful because they were signed by whites. But we have the AU, African Union. Every country has to join the AU, solve the problems. Let's share the resources. You know, every country is a win-win. No need to fight. No need to own anything. Like I said, we are dying, man. We are gonna die. Everything is gonna stay on this planet, and everybody has to live. Understand? So let's share this as we create a way to the future generation, as we build an Africa which is actually enjoyable, where everybody wants to come and enjoy this continent. My name is Powers, and I'm staying true to my continent, and I'll bring you any news that comes up in the country or in the world that actually connects Africa, Africans in Africa, and Africans in the diaspora. You can follow me on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, X, Afro Nation. Peace.